Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new series on the channel. I hope you guys are all having a good day. Just a quick heads up, I'm a little under the weather, so if I sound a little different, that's why. I'm very excited to start this hardcore series on our channel now that Hermitcraft Season 9 has ended. We have some free time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've got some big plans as well. One thing I want to quickly mention before we get into anything else is I know that I have been very inconsistent, and I want to make sure that you guys understand that, you know, that's not missed on me at all. So I'm going to try my best moving forward to sort of be more consistent with video production as well as continuing series, even if they're not living up to my own expectations, and that I just need to work harder to make them better. So here's some information on the world that you can find at any time in the description. So to get started, we are playing on hardcore. Next up, this is the world seed. Finally, for game rules, we are using fire spread off, and then all of our data packs come from vanilla tweaks. So I'm really excited about this series in particular after season 9 of Hermitcraft, and really realizing that I don't think I want to do mega builds anymore, but more medium-sized builds, but also want to do these really big farms that incorporate building. I think that's kind of the goal for this series, is to have a lot of fun with that. And I also, you know, obviously want to do shenanigans and, you know, do silly things. Like in today's episode, we're going to be doing a raid on day 1 to make sure that we get some totems, because, well, let's be honest. Number one, I'm playing hardcore, which means I can't be trusted because I do dumb stuff. And we all know that I'm going to full send. I like to full send. That's what iJevin does. So first order of business in our brand new world is to introduce a fun challenge to the audience. Welcome to the Hardcore Diamond Challenge. The specifics of this challenge are as stated. This will end at the end of January 2024. For each new subscriber that I gain past the number stated before, I will gather 1 diamond. So I'm allowed to gain these diamonds by any means I see fit, except for things like mining machines and TNT dupers. So for an example, if I gain, say, 500 subs, I will gather 500 diamonds to complete the challenge. As you can see, there's a lot of opportunity here for you guys to torture me. But let's be honest, you're never going to beat me because I'm way too motivated. I made another right beacon. You're never going to beat me. So anyways, at the beginning of every episode of our hardcore Let's Play, I will update the count needed to complete this challenge. I am very excited, guys, because let's be honest, I'm dominating this challenge. No way you're beating me. Now that we have the diamond challenge sorted, ain't no chance you're beating me. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. I think it's probably time that we head inland to the closest village to our spawn. Going into free cam, spawn is about 200 blocks. I'm going to use that hill over there as a reference point throughout this video, so you kind of have a general idea of where we are. The village that I want to go to is about 200 blocks past our render distance there. There is something about these snowy villages that I love so much. I swear it's just like such a vibe, man. Now, that is something that I don't think I've ever seen before. This is a snowy village blacksmith. Wow. I have literally never seen this before. This is so freaking cool. Let's see what type of treasure we got. Oh, wow. You know, that's like super helpful right now. Not only do we have a little bit of iron armor here, but we got some extra food too. So let's take that. I don't think, you know what? Let me grab one of these. Thank you. Well, anything else worthwhile around here? Now I've already got a bed. I don't think I'm going to need much else. Maybe some early game food would be very helpful, but I see a, oh man. Oh, that's wonderful. Look at that beautiful sight, guys. Look at the stone brick. That's why I'm so excited, because the stone brick, that means that there is a convertible villager. Yes, he's got a drop top. But that means that we can change him over to get enchants that we want. So when I picked this seed out, I knew that that igloo was there, but I actually didn't know that it was a villager one. That's amazing. The actual reason why I picked this seed was, number one, it was snowy, and number two, it had that right there. Like I mentioned, I want to do a raid almost like next up So if I'm going to do that, I'm definitely going to need to get some gear. So now that we have a little bit of food and some tools, I think I'm going to hit the seas because we have a nice sized ocean out there. It's time to get some gear. We just basically need full iron armor, some shields, some stuff like that. And I think we're kind of going to be good. We definitely need emeralds though, because we got to get those arrows from the Fletcher. So I'm about to go exploring the ocean, right? Look at this tiny little mini village. It's so adorable. Oh my God, it's so cute. Oh, we got a blacksmith too. Perfect. Dude, this seed is amazing. I'm just saying, this thing is just like the most perfect seed I've ever seen, bro. So diamond, we got a regular pickaxe, and then we got a few other little things. Nothing too serious there. Pretty good for a little guy. But one thing that I've noticed about this seed so far is how many monuments there are. I've seen at least 2, maybe 3. There's one there, and then there's one over there. So lots of loot to look forward to. I'm excited. Apart from food, I'm doing pretty good. I just made this fletching table, and I'm going to trade with this guy because he has the trade that I want. The Fletchers early game are pretty clutch. They kind of give you everything that you really need. So we can probably get at least, I was hoping I wouldn't have to trade with him too much, but he's eventually going to give me a bow trade, I hope. If not, I can make a bow. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. We'll just have to wait till nighttime, but oh, perfect. Okay, look at that. So we have a ton of arrows. I may even do a little bit more. I was thinking I might be able to actually get some food from some of the villagers, if they're farmer villagers, but I think it's kind of the opposite actually. So apart from food and a lava bucket, I think we're almost ready to go. The only other thing that I need to do is I think I'm going to change the village. I think I'm going to do the village on the water. That should be a little bit easier for us to escape if we need to. Because plus, not to mention, if the raid spawns in the water, we can shoot them, which is huge. So, okay, I'm a little worse for wear. It's the next day. I am going to go ahead and get this going. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to get the villagers into a safe spot. So 2 of the villagers are safe there. That'll be fine. Let's dig these guys down into a pit and just cover them up. I think that'll probably be the easiest way to do this. So I'm going to place a wall here, probably 2 to 3 high. And then around the edges of the wall, I'm going to place boats down. This should stop any villagers from getting hurt. Plus, it should stop the raiders from coming into the village right away. They can't spawn close to the village. So if we put beds, or not beds, but if we put boats sort of all around the perimeter, we should be fine. So I think our defenses are set up. Let's go ahead and sleep. So to trigger this raid, one of the villagers will need to target the bed. Otherwise, I think we're pretty much good to go. Now I'm going to get in a boat and come out here. Should be safe out here. The raid's going to either spawn up there or over there, I believe. Let's see. Let's get our bow out. Where are they spawning? Did they spawn? Oh, they spawned on the other side. Okay, so I've got the first raid down to 1 person in a boat. I'm going to put up some more defenses on this side just so I am safe against them spawning over here. I didn't think that they would spawn there, to be honest with you. I thought that they would spawn outside the village like they normally do. My positioning could have been a factor to that too, though. So we'll just make a wall of boats here, and then I think we will actually be good to go this time. So we'll get a few more down, and then I'll kill that guy and keep going. So let me get rid of this. So we are to the point in the raid now to where we should have our first evoker, I believe. He's going to be running 1,000 miles an hour. So I'm kind of hoping that he will just go into the boat. Yeah, look at him go, dude. So I have boats pretty much everywhere at this point. I think I will need to draw them this way a little bit. Oh, well, the plan's kind of already working there. Yes, just keep going in the boats. Oh, the one boat was already taken. Okay, they're still going to try to go around though, so it should be fine. Yeah, they're still getting hit. They're still getting hit. We'll kill this guy right here though. Okay, Ravager dead. So now I'm just going to use my shield to have these guys shoot each other. So this next part should actually be pretty easy. These guys are all running in a straight line right now. So, but again, I'm more wanting to kill the evoker in the back. Okay, I don't think I'm close enough for him to summon anything. So he's dead. All right, so the next part of this should be pretty straightforward. Here in a second, though, we're gonna go get our totem. Okay, first totem acquired. Let's go grab it. Hopefully we can get 2 or 3 totems out of this. That would be pretty nice. I don't know what they, I think it's either spawns either 1 or 2 though. Okay, so take that, put that there. Let's kill the rest of these guys real fast. All right, second evoker killed. So the rest of this should be pretty straightforward. We just got to kill that witch real fast. Let's do that. It's gonna be pretty easy, but that's awesome. We have our second totem up here now, thanks to that. Well, I believe that's everything. Huh, well, I guess we're done then. So in total, we got 8 emeralds, 2 saddles, which will be good. We can get an early game horse. Keep our bow. We didn't really need to use that many arrows. I tried to save them as much as possible. Still got a decent amount of food too. And if we ever need to do another raid, I mean, we have a really solid setup for that now. So we should be immortal, barring any dumb things that I do. So I'm very happy with how that went. Oh my God. All right. I apologize for my voice. I'm still very croakily. I feel a little better. That's like day 3 now, but still sort of sick. So we just finished up the raid and we're going to go ahead and head over to where I think I want to build my starter base. Luckily, we have a really cool ice path to kind of take us right to it. I think this seed has surpassed any like expectations I've had at all, man. It's just so good. Like everything about this seed has turned out to be so perfect. From like generating a random seed to this has like been just really staggering on how good it's been. So I'm really happy with that. This is where we're gonna live. I love this spot, so cool. So I've tried to keep you guys in relativity of where we are. So if we go into free cam, we just were over here. Obviously, you know where we came from. So if we go, let's say 600 blocks that way, that's where spawn is. This is kind of where we are right now. The pillager outpost is over here, and it looks like we've got a pretty big area to explore over here. Now, the one thing that I will need to do, so we're gonna kind of chop all this down. This is where I want to live, right here, like on this little edge. Before we can do any type of building or anything, I haven't gone caving yet. Everything that I own is in my inventory. I need to find more diamonds. I need to at least get a diamond pickaxe, I think, because otherwise life is going to be pretty tough, honestly. What is that? Oh, it's a boat. Okay. I actually found another village right past that boat. So if you're following along with the seed, we're at negative 1268, 699. So let's take a look at this blacksmith and see what's in here real fast. Maybe some diamonds. Aw. Was really hoping for some diamonds. I don't think I'm gonna need any of that right now, so we're gonna hold off on that. Like I said, before I can really before I can really do anything, I do need to find another diamond so I can make a diamond pickaxe. It's kind of priority number 1. So let me see if I can find that. Just a quick trip into the Nether to get myself some bone for the upcoming build. So the Nether looks like we actually have a fortress over there and a bastion over there, which is pretty fantastic, honestly. It's looking pretty good, honestly. Let's take a look over here. I'm not brave enough to go to the bastion just yet, but oh, it's a bridge bastion. So that means that like right at the end of this tunnel on the other side, there will be a platform with some gold on it. So I'm not using fog in this because I'm still using the same instance that I used on Hermitcraft. So I'm gonna use fog on that, but we have a pretty good nether and we got a good amount of bone too. So looking pretty good so far. I think it's probably time for us to get going and collecting the materials to start our base. So here's the thing, right? I normally just do a very basic time lapse of me building this building, but after I am done collecting everything, I'm actually going to do a voiceover time lapse where I talk about my design choices. Not only are you going to get the time lapse of me actually building our starter base, but you're actually going to get the time lapse of the entire design process. Should be pretty cool. Moral of the story, when you're mining trees, you should probably pay attention. I just used my first totem. I'll die laughing. I was just minding my own business, mining wood. Next thing you know, Jerk Creeper comes out of nowhere and blows me up. I got post-mortal. Use a totem to cheat dev. Oh, see, guys, what did I tell you? Told you we were gonna need it, didn't I? Didn't I? So progress on the material front is going well, apart from almost dying. I'm just clearing the trees out. I've been working on getting items. So yeah, we're getting there. So to get started with this time lapse, the first thing that I almost always do is make a copy of our world and play in creative to get the build set up, and then use Litematica to import the blueprints. One thing that took me a long time as a Minecraft player to understand is that you need to terraform the land that you're working with. Otherwise your builds are going to be significantly harder. So going to my build process, I always start off with a wool frame with different colors to kind of separate the entities that I want to build with. Now you're going to see that I changed my mind a lot, and I was like, okay, I want to use wood. We're in a kind of a, you know, the forest area should be a perfect build. And then I kind of realize pretty quick in that I do that too much. And the hardest thing when you're becoming a better builder is to not repeat the same things that you are doing. So as we go through this, you're going to see me change the aesthetic of the build and the palette of the build a lot using world edit. I got to be honest with you guys, if you want to practice building, it's crucial that you learn to use these tools. Otherwise it'll take you hours. So as I build through this, I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of starting to like the shape a little bit, but in my mind, I'm sort of thinking like, man, this is like kind of all the other houses that I've built in terms of wood and then brick. And so I'm trying different styles out, and I'm like, this is okay. This isn't okay. Really indecisive at this point. And I'll be honest with you, one thing that I love about using glass panes, and especially the white glass panes, is to make the windows look frosted, like kind of used a little bit. And it's also important to remember that even as you build and you get better, things will always come hard sometimes. Like this patio, for example, like this like awning area right here. I think I probably redid that 15 times. So this is me playing with that aesthetic again, just using world edit to control what palette happens. So if you see me change it to a static color, that's me like, okay, I don't like this. And so I'm a little bit more happier with this color, but again, I'm like, I don't really like it. So decide to change it to all stone. And I'm like, okay, I actually really like this. So now that I'm like happier with that decision, I decide to work on the fade a little bit. So starting in the bottom, I'm using more cobblestone. From cobblestone up, I switched to stone brick using mossy. So at this point, we are in survival mode, actually playing in the actual world that I've given you and shown you. So right now, just getting that terraforming done. The total time that it took me to design everything and then build and collect everything, probably about 9 hours total playtime, and design time took me about 4 hours to design everything between 2 days. The design process is by far the most lengthy thing. Nowadays, you can just use Litematica. It's a blueprint mod that's run on Fabric, and it just takes a copy of what you've built and gives you a printer. Basically, you just place the blocks down. It's not so even as I'm building, I'm still making, you know, aesthetic design changes in this. I eventually end up removing all the blackstone from the walls. I don't really like it, or the deep slate, I should say. But overall, I'm really happy with how I decided to approach this. I really, like I said, I really wanted to stay away from doing the same things over and over again, and that was really tough for me. So it is time to reveal the final build. What you saw in that creative time lapse was more of me just working on the design process, and I hope you enjoyed that. My voice is a little rough right now, so I'm still talking pretty low. This is the actual build that we have. You saw a lot of this, but you didn't see everything. So as I've grown as a builder, one thing that I felt was, if not more important, equally important, is the terrain around the build. So not only do we have custom pathways, but first time ever building custom spruce trees. These spruce trees, they have obviously the spruce logs, and then I believe that's either spruce or dark oak. That might be dark oak, I can't really tell. Branches with the birch and spruce leaves. For the terrain outside of this, I still need to make sure that it is lit up more, a little bit better. But we have some moss patches, and then I went through with bone meal, but then I broke it down a little bit further so it wasn't like super overwhelming, and that turned out really well. The other thing with outside the build is the pathway. So I was fortunate enough to have a lot of moss underneath the base, or not here, I'll show you in a minute, but the pathway is path blocks, rooted dirt, gravel, coarse dirt, and dirt. And then to add a little bit more to that, we added ferns and buttons as sort of pebbles. To give that some light, we added posts with lanterns on them, and it fits really well. That also goes into our little outside storage area right here, which has a sort of trip hook for water, which I need to get in there, and then some barrel storage. So that's pretty cool. So as I've mentioned multiple times, this seed has surprised me numerous times. Decided to go mining right here. I had run into some issues with water, but mined out a bunch of stone in this. I didn't even notice this was here. I would have mined there if I would have known that was there, but just mined stone out of this area and then up here, and then also got a lot of stone from making the staircase. This is where I got my moss from, and then eventually went looking, I think, yeah, right over here, went and found this for rooted dirt. So we got like really lucky with everything in terms of finding the blocks that we needed for the build. So finally, to talk about the house a little bit, some things we haven't really talked about. Eventually added some buttons to it to give it just a little bit more detail. I still need to add flowers. I forgot to add those. Overall, I'm very happy with how this turned out. Like I said, I wanted to do something different that I normally don't do. So tried to avoid wood besides on the roof here. I haven't added a chimney to probably any of my builds before, so that gives it kind of that, you know, another like depth to it. And I really, really like this right here. I like how this is, you can walk out and look into it, but I also like the under storage part of it. It makes it feel like that's a part of the house and this is extra. Everything just came together really nicely. So one last thing before we finish this video, I just want to show you some statistics so far from things that we've done. The first being time played. So with the time played, 8.16 hours in this world, and I'm guessing it's probably about another 4 in the creative world if I had to guess. So about 12 hours went into this first episode. I'm really happy with how things turned out though. Another thing that I want to check out, I'm guessing that my #1 mined item is going to be grass, because I absolutely ripped this area apart over here for terraforming this place. Awesome. We did lose a totem. Armor's looking a little worse for wear. Those diamond tools are pretty much gone. Here's all of the items that we have so far. I've got to do a lot of sorting. When we do the interior of the base, we'll get sorted. That'll be fine then. So there, I think I have maybe 5 or 6 diamonds left. So 6 there, some totems or hearts of the sea, and then another chest over here. So that's all of my items so far. I was thinking, how often would you guys want world downloads of this? I don't normally do world downloads, but I think I'm going to this time. I don't think every episode's really worth it. Maybe like every 20 or something. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So I'm happy to hear any feedback that you have on the build, the videos, anything that you get to say. And I hope that everybody is having a good holiday so far. So schedule for these videos. The first one's going to go out on the 22nd today. That means normally I like to do every 3 days, but that would put an episode out on Christmas, and I don't think I want to do that. So I think the next episode for this video series will be on the 26th. So I don't know what I'm going to do in that video yet. I don't think I want to do the interior just yet. So maybe we'll have some fun and do some other stuff. But anyways, I hope that you all have a great day. Thank you all for watching. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and subscribe and turn the notifications on for the channel. And I hope you all have a good one. This is iJevin. Peace out, everybody.